Hey guys, I'm Nate. Welcome back to the workshop. Today we've got a fun experiment we want to try that was brought to us by a viewer request. YouTube user Ahmed Mohammed says that he is still waiting for us to try mixing -X with Thermite. Well, Ahmed, we think this sounds like a really fun idea, so we're going to mix up a batch of -X and then a batch of Thermite and see what happens when they combine. In case anyone doesn't remember, -X is a composition we showed you how to make a little while ago, made from ammonium nitrate, ammonium chloride, and zinc dust. With these three mixed together in the right ratio, just a few drops of water can cause it to ignite in some bright green flames. Let's start by mixing up the ammonium nitrate and ammonium chloride. You may also recall that it's not safe to add the zinc powder in until you are absolutely ready for it to light off, because once the zinc is added, it can spontaneously combust if there's too much humidity. Our source of ammonium nitrate is these instant cold packs. The pack contains ammonium nitrate beads in a small bag of water and is activated by squeezing and breaking the small bag inside. To start, let's measure off 6 grams of our ammonium nitrate. That seems really small, so I'm going to do a double batch. And now, since we're doing a double batch, we need 2 grams of our ammonium chloride. This is a small brick that you can buy online. It's usually used for cleaning the tips of soldering irons. Let's shave off a bit of it into our cup. That's 12 grams of our ammonium nitrate and 2 grams of our ammonium chloride. Now we need to turn this into an extremely fine powder. There we go. Our ammonium nitrate and ammonium chloride are now well blended together, and I've basically turned them to dust, which really helps the reaction speed, I think. However, this time I am going to try not to leave a large batch of it together after I've mixed in the zinc. If you remember from our last video, we had a little bit of a problem with spontaneous combustion. Once I'm outside and ready for things to start lighting on fire, I'll add the zinc into that mixture, but for now let's mix up some Thermite. That's 60 grams of iron oxide. Now we need to add in 20 grams of aluminum powder. All right, there we go. We have all of the components for our Thermite. We've got the components for our -X. Let's take these outside and try a couple different ways of combining them. Now, in case you don't remember how -X works, let's mix up a small batch of that and light it off using water. Well, it's supposed to be 24 grams, but I think it's just changing with the air moving the paper around. So this actually will be a fairly good sized batch, but as soon as I've got it mixed up, I'm going to spread it out because I think it is less prone to reaction when it's not quite so concentrated. All right, let's try taking a small scoop of our -X, pouring it onto our paver stone here. Spread this back out so it's at less risk of igniting, and move it far away from the rest of the -X. If everything works out well, this should only need a couple of drops of water to ignite. Very delayed. Very, very delayed. Well, there is the green flame that we were looking for. I don't know why that took so long to go off. Sets the new record for slowest reaction time with -X. For some reason, our -X is reacting a lot more slowly than we're used to, but it is reacting and it is igniting. So I think we're just gonna run with it and see if it still works to ignite Thermite. We're gonna try it 2 different methods. First, we'll see what happens if we actually mix some of the -X with the Thermite. Can it still get a reaction, or will the -X be too spread out to really react with the water? Let's find out. All right, now we've got our -X. Let's mix some of this in with our Thermite. I do also, as you probably can see, have more Thermite in this mix than the -X, but I'm not trying to mix them at a 1-to-1 ratio. I'm just seeing if adding -X to Thermite can make it so we can ignite it using water. Little spot for right there. All right, now let's try dripping some of our warmer water into a little divot I've got in our Thermite -X mixture. Hopefully it'll run along the bamboo skewer and end up right where we want it. All right, there's a little bead of water. Looks like it's kind of getting absorbed in. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It was taking a minute or two to really set off the -X, so I think we need to give it at least that much time to see if any sort of a reaction begins. You know what? I'm actually going to try making a couple more spots with some water drips on them as well, just so we have a few different reaction sites. Well, we'll just let that sit for a minute and see if anything happens. All right, well, it doesn't look like that's going anywhere. So our next plan is to try mixing up a batch of -X and just putting it on top of the thermite and then adding some water. Hopefully that will light normally and the heat from it will ignite the thermite. Let's try it out. Now this thermite does, of course, also have the -X mixed in with it. I'm hoping that won't adversely change the reaction any. But let's mix up our new batch of -X and then pour that on top. All right, that looks pretty well mixed. I'll try and pour some of this down on top of the thermite. Getting sucked in. Now we're just waiting to see if it starts bubbling at all as it reacts with the powders. Oh, there we go. Well, it definitely lit the -X off. I don't think that lit the thermite though. Seem to have some unlit thermite right underneath our -X. Still really hot. I was hoping maybe that would light off the thermite. All right, now just to be sure, I'm going to try lighting off the thermite with a blowtorch because there is a slight chance that having the -X mixed in with the thermite has actually changed the chemical formula to something that doesn't really want to ignite. So let's test if it burns normally the way thermite should. All right, here goes. Is that not usually enough to light thermite? Well, just as a test, we tried using our blowtorch to ignite thermite, and I don't know if it was hot enough. So to make sure we're really using the right amount of heat, I'm going to try using our mini solar scorcher, which we know we've used to ignite thermite in the past. Well, it ignited, but it's definitely going slower than regular thermite. There's not even any green in there. There's zinc powder mixed in with this thermite, but no green flame. This is the slowest thermite reaction I've ever seen. Well, I would say that's a pretty good test that shows that the -X being mixed into the thermite definitely slows down the reaction speed. And since we want a full speed reaction for the test, I went ahead and mixed up a new batch of thermite. I've still got some -X. We'll try one more time to see if the -X can light the thermite. There is our thermite with no -X in it. There is our -X poured on top. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of thermite sort of overlapping so that maybe it can like burn underneath the thermite and that will ignite. I don't know, we'll see. Now let's try adding some water and see if we can get this thing to go. Even though for some reason it's taking like a minute for the -X to start reacting to the water. I don't know what's up with that. Oh, faster reaction this time. Something's going. Green flame. Oh, there's sparks. I think it wasn't quite enough. I saw some sparks, and that's kind of what it looks like when the thermite is almost going. It just sparks and lights tiny little iron particles. If I shade it, I think you might be able to see this is glowing orange still in there. That's how warm the -X got, but it wasn't enough to ignite the thermite. Nice orange glow. Not hot enough for thermite. Which really says something about the solar scorcher too. Speaking of which, let's light this off with the solar scorcher. Boom. Oh, it cracked right through the pot too. Wow. Well, there you have it, an experiment seeing if we can use -X and a little bit of water to ignite thermite. Unfortunately, it seems that -X does not burn hot enough to ignite thermite. Of course, we also saw that neither does our propane torch, and we had to move on to using our solar scorcher to do that. Thank you to YouTube user Ahmed Mohammed for your idea and suggestion. Check your YouTube inbox, we're sending you $25. We know this experiment didn't work out quite the way we were hoping it would, but it was fun to try. If you've got any ideas of things you want to see us try, let us know down in the comments, and if we use your idea, we'll send you $25. Thanks for joining us for this video, and remember to come grab your hats, shirts, and other cool merch at thekingofrandom.com. See you there. Torn? Oh, wow, that's so bright. I tried to look at it for a second, but I took my sunglasses off and it was just too bright.
Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day. You are awesome, you are appreciated, and I know everyone over here on my team is really grateful for you. Thanks so much for choosing to watch and support our videos. We'll see you in the next one.